Hello guys, this is Daryl with Lee's Lawn Care and Services. Yeah, I'm working at the church today. I cut everything. I'm weed eating now, and I decided to take a few minutes break. Shoot, it's 93 degrees out here, and it's 10:22 this morning. I'm sorry, on Wednesday morning. And I wanted to come to today and talk about customers, man. So I think in the last video I told you guys that one of my customers passed away. I've been cutting for years. And then another customer, his brother-in-law, not doing so well, so he's got into the lawn and landscape business, and he's gonna help him out and let him do the yard. By the way, he's the second customer that has happened to me. That happened about 2 years ago. One of my other customers I'd had for a while, he came to me and said the same thing, that his cousin-in-law or somebody, who was a family member, that fell on hard times, and he got into the lawn and landscape business, and he gave him his yard. And I understood. I completely understand. So those customers, so that's 3 within the last few years. That was 10-year customers that I've lost, and I'm cool with that because I was able to pick up a few more. The thing about this business, you're gonna lose and win customers, and that's just how this business goes. The only thing that it hurt for me, but it really didn't hurt for me, was that those customers were like family, because they had been around for so long and they supported my business for so long through countless amounts of equipment and paying my employees and all that stuff. They support me, and so that meant a lot to me. But for them to come to me as adults about the situation, I respect that wholeheartedly. So I was cool with that. And one of them, we do cruises, so I may catch him on a cruise eventually. I know I will. But we still good friends. No hard feelings, anything. They can always call back. There's no guarantee I'm gonna have that same availability, but something happens or whatever, they tend to contact me and want me to come through and try to make something happen. And I don't feel no type of way. There's no animosity or nothing like that. It's just business. It's a decision that's been made, and I respect it, because at the end of the day, had I made a decision like that where I needed to drop them or whatever, they would have completely understood, and things would have just been a certain way. So I get it. I have no problems with it. But the crux of this video, man, even though I've lost those customers and I've picked up a couple more customers to replace the income, paying more money, because when I got them, the price was a certain amount, and I kind of not fool with it too much for their sake, because of their loyalty. But then when the new customers come in, they get a brand new price, and it's just different. Most of these new customers are getting between 40 and 50 bucks from me. I know a lot of guys charge a lot more than that, but I like to maintain business. I don't want to go out of business. You keep overcharging people that kind of money, eventually they're gonna find other people more reasonable, and some of them may be just as good or better than what you're doing. So you got to kind of be mindful of that. A guy coming up that's hungry, his stuff gonna be on point. And he's gonna make his presence felt. Guys that's been sitting back in the field, that's been doing stuff, kind of picky about what he does. He's established. He's gonna stay where he's at. He's cool with that. And if he loses, fine. He'll try to grab another person paying exorbitant amount. And sometimes you get them, and then sometimes you lose them, because you're easier to get rid of when they're paying premium prices for something that they know they can get for a different price. So, long story short, I had a customer contact me that I had dropped. She dropped me, because at the end of last season, her brother found somebody, and he was doing his properties, and I asked her then. I said, "Well, are you gonna go with them so that way I can stop doing these properties?" And she said no. So she let me finish out the season. And this season, we never hooked back up or anything. And the other guys was cutting it because I met them. Ironically, I have yards right next to her house. And so I met the guys that was cutting. So they were through there cutting, doing anything. I talked to them, had a nice conversation with those guys, and everything was good. So 8 months later, which is August, she texts me, "Oh, I'm not happy with these guys." And this is I think this is the second or third time second time, because I went back. She got somebody, I left. She called me back, I went back. She got somebody again this time, and she not happy with them. Now she called me back, and I had a stern conversation with her because she's called back. "Oh, I'm not happy with these guys, this, that, and the third. Tenants complaining, this, that, and the third." And I'm like, those guys was great. I talked to those guys. Those guys was doing great work. They say, "Oh, it was in-house guys that they was using from their company," because the brother owns a company that she works for. So she said, "No, I'm not satisfied with these guys." So when I was through that last week, because those particular yards are bi-weekly. So I was there last week, and I saw her yard wasn't cut. So usually they cut before I come, because I'm usually there. Either we meet up on a Monday, or I'm late, like on a Tuesday, or maybe a day or two late, sometimes, depending on how the schedule falls. And it'll be cut, and their house is right next to my house, the house that I cut. So, I could tell when they're there, but they wasn't there. They hadn't cut the grass. And they cut the yard really low, so the grass is not green when they cut it, it's white. They gouge it pretty good. And so she called me, she texted me yesterday talking about she not satisfied with the guys and this, that, and the third, and tenants complain. I'm like, "Well, why are you calling me? Those guys were good guys. I'm not satisfied with them," and all these other shenanigans. And I'm like, "Look," I said, "I don't mind bailing you out every now and then." I said, because I do have some availability this week, because I have the new customer that I got, unfortunately fell on last week. And so last week is like overcrowded. So I have no availability next week, because I got to do all those yards that particular week. And this week, I was like, I want to say like 4 or 5 yards short of what I did last week. And I do these yards by myself, and my son comes out periodically, and every now and then I'll have somebody help me, but for the most part it's just me. And I don't want to hire anybody because I'm done with that circus. Guys show up, guys don't show up. I don't have time for that. I could do it myself if it's gonna be like that. So I told her, I said, "Well, how bad are these properties?" She said, "Oh, it's all the properties at about 2 weeks." And this, I said, "Okay." So I talked to Josh yesterday, my son. And so Josh passed by one of the properties a couple of days ago. And he said, "Man," he said, "that property's so out of control." He said he couldn't believe that was the actual property because it looked at the way it looked. I said, "What?" And this was last night, me and Josh talked about it. I said, "Well," I told her tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I'll go out there and I'll take a look at them and see what's going on. But if they overgrown severely, she's gonna get a hefty bill, because I'm not gonna play this game. And then if she entitled to find somebody, but I'm gonna let her know this. Don't come to me after this because I'm not taking on your properties anymore. So if she leave this time, this is it. I won't take her back, but she's gonna pay an exorbitant amount of money if these properties are in that severe condition. And I'll find out when I check them out tomorrow. But I'm at the church today. All I gotta do today is I was weeding. I took a break, and I gotta weed just a sidewalk, and that's pretty much it. But the church sidewalk is very long, like damn near a mile long. So I gotta weed that, and then I gotta up and down it, and then I gotta up and down the curb too. So it's like 4 passes of right at a mile. Not a mile. I say about a good half mile. So it's a good bit. So, but yeah, man, how y'all feel about that, man? Customer call you back, And I've taken customers back before, you know, it's no big deal. But if you're coming back into a situation where the yard's like out of control, man, come on, you know. Why you wait till it gets to that point to call me back? And you know, I mean, it's not a battle for me because, you know, the Skag goes in there and you know, it's dominant. None of that stuff even matters. You know, but the backyard, you know, I can't get the Skag back there. I got to go back there with the Honda and deal with that. And the Honda's pretty tough too. You know, so that's what I'm gonna have to do for her. But like I said, I don't know the extent of these properties and if I got to do a full overhaul. And I told her, I said it's gonna be, the price ain't gonna be the same. It's gonna be a different price if these things are as out of control as Josh told me. So yeah, man, what are y'all thoughts, man? Y'all take customers back? If y'all do, y'all charge them more money. What do y'all do? You know, I take them back, you know, and I charge them more money. You know, and if they leave like 2 or 3 times, I don't take them back because I don't play that game. You know, I don't run my business like that. You know, so this is. I told her, I said, this is it. I said, I'll come back. I'll do the properties. I'll check them out. If they're overgrown, you're gonna pay extra. And I'll let you know what that price gonna be. You know, and she said, that's okay, I'll Venmo you so that way, you know, we don't have any issues or whatever. I said, yeah, that's cool. I said, but I need to see how bad these properties are because she told me 2 weeks, but you know, when a customer tell you 2 weeks, trust me, it ain't 2 weeks, it's typically longer than that. They say that to try and sweeten the deal, but then you get over that shit, it'd be like a month, 2 months since that stuff been cut, and then they expect you to perform a miracle. And for you to perform a miracle on a yard that's overgrown for over a month, man, good luck with that. You know, you're just gonna be tearing your machine up just running it back and forth trying to get some respectability out of the grass, you know. So, but yeah, man, I'll go check it out, see what's going on. And she's lucky though because I have 2 other customers that 2 other new clients, I'm sorry, that's wanting to get in, and I was supposed to go check them out, and I checked one out, and I got him, and the other one came out with his kid, and I didn't give him a price yet. But yeah, man, like I said, right now I'm very picky about who I get. I'm not just taking or anything, you know. I'm not at that point, thank the Lord. So guys, take care. I don't want to keep you too long. But yeah, let me know in the comments, man, how y'all feel about that, taking on old customers that's left. And I know I heard one of my people I followed, you know, he said he charged more. He took them back, and if he was paying 50, he was charging them 75. So, you know, he charged them more money. You know, and he took them back, but you know how that goes. All right, guys, take care. See you on the next one. Peace.